today we are going to learn more about figures of speech. This will be there in your 12th standard syllabus as well as everywhere you read about poetries or songs or wherever. So if you have a bit of knowledge of figures of speech, you can also create your own lines. So let's begin. Let's not waste more time. And not to forget that figures of speech can also be used in prose section and that can enhance your writing skills. So if you really want to grab that attention of the examiner and gain more marks out of it, be sure to use figures of speech. So stay tuned, watch the entire video up till last to get more tips. Let's begin quickly. What are figures of speech and which are the figures of speech which are important as per the 12th standard exam? So what I have observed throughout the syllabus is basic figures of speech like alliteration, repetition, okay, personification, synecdoche, okay, simile, metaphor, okay, and there are so many number of lists which are really important to learn. Okay, so let's begin with say alliteration. So what is alliteration? So according to me, alliteration, let's segregate repetition, or for that matter you also take refrain here. Okay, so what is the difference between these three? So here only the sound is repeated of letter, sound of letters are repeated. Here the entire words are repeated. Here the entire lines of the poem are repeated to give that pacing effect to the poetry. So if you see the sound of letters, I'm not talking about the letters which are repeated, okay, but I'm talking about the sound of letters. So if there is C and there is K, so the sound of C can be K. So there can be a possibility that there is a repetition of sound K in it, which has a word which begins with the letter C but has the sound of K. So you can have that example of alliteration in it. Okay. So now to just minimize the complications, what is alliteration? So alliteration is the repetition of the sound in the entire line of the poem to enhance the beauty of the poem. Is it clear? To make that impact into it. So the examples are Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. These are the Disney characters which have deliberately named with the help of alliteration the repetition of the sound m or d to give that pleasing effect and to make you people remember the names. So this is alliteration. You can find many examples of alliteration in throughout your poem. I want you all to comment below to get the more of examples with the help of alliteration. I hope this explanation has helped you. Now coming to repetition, the entire words are repeated. Not like the sound only repeated, but the entire words are repeated, like the twinkle twinkle little star. So why the word twinkle is used twice? Or you can say your favorite rhyme, Johnny Johnny yes Papa. Why the word Johnny is repeated? To add that pleasing impact and to create that importance of Johnny in the poem, or to create the importance of twinkling activity of the stars. So this is the best example of repetition. So remember, the sound is repeated and the words are repeated. Entire chunk of words are repeated. Now here when I say refrain, okay, it is the lines of the poem entirely repeated to get that poetic effect. Okay, so this is the three figures of speech which are nearly similar, which talks on the base of repetition of something. Okay, I hope that these are the best examples what I have given you to make you guys remember. Now apply this entire logic to all your poems and practice more. Okay, and remember to write the correct spelling. Now how to write the explanation? Put alliteration, repetition, refrain, put colon, and then write that the sound in inverted commas so and so is repeated in poem to add that poetic effect. Next figure of speech, or you can say the set of figures of speech what I have taken is simile, metaphor and extended metaphor. Now what is simile and what is the difference between simile and metaphor and extended metaphor, we'll get to know. Okay, so simile, when I talk about, it is direct comparison between two objects. So I have made the symbol of directly or inversely. Okay, so metaphor is actually inversely, or you can say indirect comparison. And when it is simile, it is always possible that these four words are always used. Okay, so you can find that if you want to identify or if you want to differentiate that whether it is simile or metaphor, first you understand whether there is comparison or no. Yes. Then second step, identify whether these four words are available or no. If it is available, that is simile. If it is not available, any of these words, and yet there is comparison between two objects, then it is metaphor. Okay, these are not used. Remember, these are not used in metaphor, whereas these four words you will find either of one out of it in simile. Then when I am talking about extended metaphor, it is about throughout the poem. The entire poem has this metaphor wala imagination. For example, there is one famous poem which was there in last syllabus, that is Nation's Strength. They had this extended metaphor used, wherein the nation was compared with the building, pillars. Okay, so throughout the poem, the poet was asking the question, what will make the nation's pillar more strong? So that is why it is indirect comparison, no words used like this, but it will be carried throughout. That is why it is extended. If it is only in one line or maybe maximum to maximum 2 lines, then it is metaphor only. But if it is traveling throughout the poetry, then it is extended one. Let's have an example. She is as fast as leopard. Okay, so here it is one object and here it is second object, and if you observe, as is used, so it is simile. So this is the quick way, this is the speed you need to get it. Okay, so which are the examples, like soldier fought like a lion. So here you can also say the same sentence as he was the lion in the battle. So what I am trying to do, the bravery. Okay, so the bravery of the soldier and the lion is compared with the use of like. And here there is no such word, but I am saying that soldier and lion. So there is one comparison, that is bravery. So the next set of figures of speech, personification and transferred epithet. Transferred epithet. Now when I am talking about personification, what is personification? I always divide it into two meanings, that is person, fiction. What do you mean by fiction? Which is not real. Okay, so the name itself tell you what is the meaning of it. So if I want to explain you, it is just simple as this drawing. Okay, so this is human qualities. What I'm trying to say is human qualities, or you can say the actions attributed to living or non-living things other than human beings. Okay, these are non-human beings and these are the non-living things. So these activities are attributed or given to non-human beings or non-living things. Like for example, the stars are dancing in the sky. So if you identify, dancing is the activity of humans, but it is given to the stars to add that poetic effect in the poetry. So that is personification. If you just remember trees, sun, moon, etc. So just be careful with that and you are through with this figures of speech. You can also find these examples in your poetry section. So I want you all to do that bit of exercise and give yourself the time to study. Coming to transferred epithet, what I am trying to do is, epithet means adjective. Now adjective is basically of noun 1, but it is attributed to noun 2. How? The simple example is, he spent a sleepless night. This is example which is found in most of the grammar books. Okay, so it was a wonderful day for me today. So was I wonderful or was the day wonderful? It is basically, this adjective is for me and this adjective is for he. Or you can say he can be Sham or Sam or whoever is. Okay, and this is the another noun. So this is very simple. If you understand that, it is something that adjective is transferred. Basically the blame game.